Jai Gurudev, dear students, welcome again in this science class. So children, we are studying about the chapter number 10, and our chapter number 10 is respiration in organisms. Okay, and we have started this chapter and we have studied also many topics of this chapter. So today we will start our today I will explain you our next topic, which is mechanism of respiration or mechanism of breathing. And children, let me write chapter name respiration in organisms. Okay, this is name of the chapter, and here I have drawn, children, roughly this respiratory system of human being. So in this, this part is trachea. Trachea means windpipe. Okay, and these are the bronchi. These two means trachea when split up into two or branch into two parts, then these parts are called bronchi, and these bronchi again divided into different parts, so they are called bronchioles. That I have explained you already, internal structure. But today what we study, today we will study about the mechanism of breathing, means how that breathing process takes place, which is a physical process, and we can feel also that we are breathing. Okay, so children, how this process takes place through this diagram and one activity I have told you before also in previous video, that I will show you one small model, simple model, that how this breathing takes place. Okay, and what helps in this breathing process. So in this breathing process, this main part, which is called diaphragm. Okay, so children, this part is called diaphragm, and this part is a cartilaginous part, means it is made up of soft kind of bones. Soft bone means that is soft tissues which are present in our many part of the body, just like our nose, this front part of nose, and even your ears. You can bend your ears because here bony part is present, but that bones are not so hard. They are called cartilage. Okay, cartilages. So this part, diaphragm part, is also made up of cartilaginous tissues. So this part is flexible because of soft bones. So this part plays main important role in breathing process. How this plays main important role? Children, when we inhale, under breathing we have studied about the two processes. First one is inhalation. Inhalation means when we inhale air, when we take air in. Okay, and at that time what happened, that ribs, rib cage has many bones, and which is a cage like structure, we have studied in class 6 also, and that ribs, all the ribs which are present, means which are covering our lungs, inside them, those ribs, they raise upward. Okay, and when we breathe, you can feel also, if you keep your hand on your chest portion, if you breathe, then if you breathe in, when we breathe in, that time what we do, our chest portion always raise with the help of our ribs. Okay, so ribs comes outward and upward also, we can say. At the same time, this diaphragm part moves downward. Why it moves downward? In this way, it changes its shape at that time, like this. Okay, it comes like this, so that it can provide maximum place to the lungs, and lungs becomes flattened, and both the lungs they increase its size. Okay, and when they enlarge their size, both the lungs, maximum air which we inhale in can fill inside these lungs. Okay, children? And in the same way, when we breathe out, at that time what will happen? Ribs part, when we breathe out, you can feel that your chest portion going down, because now whatever air present inside us, that we are taking out. Okay, and at that time our chest portion goes down. So at the time of exhalation means when we breathe out, so that time ribs comes downward and inward, means they start pushing the lungs and pressing the lungs to remove air through these bronchi to the means through the trachea, and ultimately air, so that air can come out through the nose portion. Okay, so at that time, during exhalation, when we take out air through the nose, at that time again this diaphragm change its shape, and diaphragm now it raised, means it move upward, so that not this much, means it moves upward, and it creates pressure to the lungs, so that lungs can decrease their shape or decrease their size, and so that when this diaphragm pushes the lungs upward with the help of ribs, ribs comes downward, and this diaphragm, ribs are present here just like cage, means just like this. I can tell you that in this way ribs are present. So inside the ribs lungs are there, and when these ribs press the lungs, because it comes downward now and inward, and from downward this diaphragm is present, and diaphragm also pushes the lungs upward, so that lungs can decrease its size, and maximum air which is present here in the form of carbon dioxide, it can remove through these bronchi, then goes to the trachea, and after trachea it comes out from our body through our nose and nostrils. Okay, so this is the process which we will study through that small model also. Okay, I will show you that model and how it works, because it is given in your book, in the new book also, in the form of activity. So I have made it. You also try at home that how to make. I will show you. You can see this is the small model of our lungs. Okay, children, you can see from here, I think, and here it's a very simple thing. You can I have used this small pipe, plastic pipe, which is a flexible. Okay, and this pipe I joined here, and with this pipe I attached two more pipes You can use straw also, transparent straw here in place of this. This pipe is lighter, bigger in size, means its diameter is more, but these two pipes are smaller than this pipe. So after this, you have to bind two balloons here. These are two small size balloons which I used here. And what we made this thing, this is a model of human lungs. Okay, how it works, I'll tell you that here when you join, when you make this pipe, this is a small bottle which I have cut its base, and after cutting its base, I'll show you this part when I remove. Big balloon I have taken and I covered with the big balloon. You can see here this bottle is cut from the center, almost at the center I have cut. And when we cut from the center, these parts, you can, this part which is present inside it, this part I have put from this side. Okay, and you have to make one hole here in the cap. And after putting this pipe inside, when pipe comes out, here you have to fix this pipe with the help of that quick fix, Fevikwik or quick fix, that fix it is coming. So that you have to put here so that pipe will not go down. Okay, and this arrangement when we do, and this one means where I have joined these two pipes, there I joined with the help of cello tape. Okay, means we attach these two pipes, small pipes, with the main pipe. So this pipe acts as a trachea. These two are the bronchioles, bronchi. You can see here, this is a trachea. Okay, in place of trachea I use this, and these two pipes working as a bronchi. And after that, here these two small balloons are working as lungs. These are our lungs, two lungs. And this model I have made this one. So here why we use balloon, that balloon also, if you want to cut, you can cut it, but you have to fix it, fix this balloon tightly here. Okay, so that it can come properly here and it should not come down. Okay, in this way you can fix it. Again if we take out, like I have taken out and it is torn now. Okay, so once you put, then not to take out again. So this part, this balloon act as diaphragm. How it works, just now when I will show you, you can see that how it works. Wait, children. Yes. Now you can see how the size of lungs can change when I pull this diaphragm down, because here I told you that when diaphragm comes down, that time lungs increase its size, and you can see here how maximum air can fill inside balloon, becomes increases in size at that time when I pull down. You can see here, see this one, when I pulled this membrane down, means pull this diaphragm down, balloon filled with air, maximum air can fill inside it. Okay, and as we leave this how these balloon can change their size, means decrease their size in this way. See now balloons are simply they are not filled with any kind of air. Now when I open the means when I pull it, see how they change their size and full air filled inside them. So in this way, when we pull, like this happen. When we push up, then these balloons can take out full air out. Through that this pipe, air comes out when this diaphragm goes up. When diaphragm comes down, maximum air can fill in these two lungs. Okay children, so by this simplest activity also we can learn, or we can see that how our lungs are working in the natural way also. Okay, so this is a small model of that respiratory system of human being. You can also make at home, and you can also study like this. So children, this is about the mechanism of breathing, means how this inhalation and exhalation takes place. We have studied with the help of a small and simple model. Okay children, so our next topic is breathing or respiration process in various organisms. Means here up to here we have studied about the human beings, but you know that different organisms show different kind of respiration process. Means they breathe through different respiratory organs. As you know that in junior classes also we have studied about fish. That fish has respiratory organs like gills, and gills are just different means act different from these lungs. Okay, so in the same way different organisms have different kind of respiratory organs, and they adapt different type of processes also. They use different type of breathing organs. So we have to study about those organisms also. So let's see diagrams as well as what matter is given in the book. That is important. So we will read out the next portion and we will complete our next part of chapter from the book. Okay, so let's study. Yes students, see here respiration in other animals. So how this respiration process takes place in other animals, that also we have to study. So gaseous exchange occurs in different animals in a variety of ways. So let's see one by one. Through skin or cell membrane. Children, in small organisms which are made up of only single cell, or even in the multicellular organisms also, some of the time this respiration process takes place through the skin or through the cell membrane. Okay, so amphibians such as frog, salamander and newts use their skin as a respiratory organs. Children, here they have given example of amphibians. You know, amphibians are those organisms, those animals which can live in water as well as on land. Means which can live on both the places. So they respire in different mode. Okay, so here amphibians example they have given 3 examples: frogs, salamander and newts. So frogs are the common example, so you can keep in your mind about the frogs so that you can understand properly that frogs generally use their skin as a respiratory organ. They can exchange the gases through their skin, but when they use their skin for respiration, when in water, okay, when they are in water, that time they use their skin for respiration, and respire through lungs when on land. So children, they have two kind of respiration, you can see, means two kind of respiratory organs they use. One is skin. When they are inside the water, that time they use their moist skin for gaseous exchange, okay. And when they are on the land, you know, frogs are coming out on land area also during the rainy season, you know, and that time they respire with the help of lungs, okay. So children, they have two kind of respiratory organs, and gaseous exchange in earthworms and leeches occurs through the moist and slimy surface of their skin. And in earthworms and leech, you know that it is a kind of insect, or it is a kind of worm. We can't say insect, it is a worm, and earthworm also, you know. And these both the kind of organisms which breathe, or they exchange the gases through their moist slimy means chippy, or we can say that sticky skin. So they exchange their gases through this moist skin, okay. So in unicellular organisms such as amoeba, exchange of gases occurs through their cell surface. So children, in this diagram I can show you about amoeba. Amoeba is a organism which is made up of single cell, means this organism is a smallest organism of this animal kingdom, okay. And because it is of only single cell, its body is only of single cell, so this amoeba exchange the gases in a very simpler way, means oxygen simply comes in through this cell surface, okay. It's this cell membrane is simply a surface through which this oxygen enter inside, and after the means oxidation of food particles, carbon dioxide produced, and carbon dioxide also simply comes out through the surface of this cell membrane, okay. So that's why they have written that exchange of gases takes place through their cell surface, okay. From the simple surface, oxygen goes in and carbon dioxide comes out, okay. So children, this is a smallest organism, and in this way respiration takes place in this amoeba. And here they have given earthworm also. In rainy season you can see many earthworms, and earthworms have moist and that slimy skin, and through that skin oxygen easily enter in the body, and in the same way carbon dioxide comes out from the body through the skin, okay. So this kind of process takes place in earthworms and leeches. So after this, children, next organism they have given about through gills, means respiration takes place through gills. I have told you that through gills, who respire? Fishes and other water animals respire through gills. So let's read. Most aquatic animals like fish breathe through special organs called gills. The gills in fishes increase the surface area for exchange of gases. Gills have many filaments and are richly supplied with thin capillaries. When water enters through the mouth of a fish, it flows over the gills. Blood present in capillaries of the gills absorb oxygen and gives out carbon dioxide. So children, what happen in these fishes and most of the aquatic means water animals. This aquatic word you have studied in junior classes also. So aquatic means water animals. Aquatic animals, water animals. So in most of the aquatic or water animals, they breathe through their gills. Okay, and what are the gills? You can see here, they have given this diagram also. See children, this is a diagram of fish, and in fish here you can see gills. These are the gills. Okay, and these gills are the organ of its respiration. When water comes enter through this mouth and it washes onto the gills, and water has oxygen which is dissolved inside it, and that oxygen easily taken up by these gills. Okay, and these gills have many blood vessels, means rich supply of blood capillaries. And these gills have small filaments. These are called filaments. These linings are filaments of gills. And all the filaments have rich supply of blood capillaries. And these blood capillaries easily absorb oxygen from the water. Okay. When water enter through the mouth and washes to these gills, whatever oxygen is present in the water, that readily enters to the blood through these gills. Okay children, so that's why fish breathe through these filaments of gills. And in the same way, carbon dioxide which is present in the blood, that comes out from the gills and mix in the water. Okay, so in the same way as the oxygen enter inside, carbon dioxide comes out from the blood, and both the gases are dissolved in carbon dioxide and oxygen, both the gases are soluble in water, so they are present in water. And that's why fish can take oxygen from water and release the carbon dioxide in water only. Okay, but what is special here? Here this work can't be performed by lungs. This work is performed by the gills only. So that's why gills are necessary and essential organs of aquatic animals. Okay children, so respiration in fish takes place through the gills. Okay, so children, after this, after the gills, there are many other examples are also given. So we will study in the next class about the other part of means about the rest of the part of our chapter. So today we have studied about that breathing process, means mechanism of breathing, and respiration in some of the organisms. I have explained you about the amoeba, about this earthworm, and we have studied about fish also. Okay, so this much part you should try to read it out from your book, and through this video you try to understand what I have taught you. Okay, so Jai Gurudev.